Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Monday, January the 27th, 2025. Not a whole lot happened today, but there was definite movement today. Let me bring up my pictures because I got something I want to talk about first, okay? Watch your man alert. Watch your man alert. Chase comes by to bring, excuse me, y'all, got burp there, to bring Willow a housewarming gift. Now, that chick has been living in that stinking house for 5 years. How old is Wiley? Five, going on six? Come on now, Chase. This was such a predictable scene. I just stopped by to bring you a housewarming, housewarming gift from Brooklyn and myself. That chick Brooklyn don't like Willow. Not after she did what she did to Michael. Willow is nothing if not judgmental. Okay? Wait, not Willow. Brooklyn. Brooklyn is nothing if not judgmental, especially when it comes to Michael. She feels like family to her Uncle Sonny, all her Uncle Sonny's kids, right? So that's Chase saying from me and Brooklyn, because guess what? Brooklyn should have been with you, or Brooklyn should have been the one bringing the gift. Oh, thank you. I mean, because none of the Quartermains like me. He goes, that's not true, Willow. Brooklyn and I, we're speaking to you. We like you. Get the heck out of here, Chase. Get out of here. This is not the I gotta build up Willow self-esteem. It's your job, Chase. Come on now. So she sits down, and I don't even know if she even looked at the doggone gift. Does anybody remember what it was? Because I was so turned off that he was bringing it to her. I didn't even pay attention if she even looked in the bag and said what it was. So if anybody in comment corner knows what stinking gift he gave her, let me know. Okay. So uh she goes, I don't know. I don't know if it was such a good idea for me, coming back here and staying here with the kids. Because Drew feels that I shouldn't have be here with the kids. Drew feels that I should stay with Nina because the Quartermains are going to be unfair to me. And so Chase said, but yet I'm happy, Willow, that you decided what was right for your children and you held your ground, even against Drew's wishes, because you felt it was right for you. And she looked at him. See, anytime she looked at him, said, oh, wait, ooh, I'm getting a difference of opinion coming in my head. Ooh, you're right. You're right. And it's because of you, Chase, that I was able to make that decision. Because of you. And he goes, Willow, you're a good person. Oh, you're a good person. And, don't let anybody make you think differently. So she goes, enough about me, Chase. And she's kind of beckoning for him to sit down. She sits down. Tell me about you. What's going on with you? So Chase sits down. And I'm like, why the heck is he sitting that close to her on that couch? Why? See, you can always tell when they're about to put people together because they invade each other's space. Even though we got an innocent conversation going on, Chase is sitting way too close to Willow. As a matter of fact, when you're having a conversation with somebody and you have uh I want to call them love seats, but they're really recliners, chairs at the end of each couch. We got a chair over here. You sit in the chair and somebody sits on the couch because you want to be to where you're looking at each other talking. You're I'm sitting here, you sitting right over there. So now I'm just looking, hey, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. But if you're sitting right next to me on a couch, I gotta turn like this to have the conversation with you. That's not 100% comfortable unless you have more people in the room. But usually, when it's two, unless you are intimate with each other, unless you're close, because you're going to sit on the couch next to each other, you're going to lean back, both of you. You might lean into his arm, or you're leaning and you're kind of talking and you're looking at each other. But when it's just a friendly person, oh no, no. The natural thing is to sit in a chair so that you're sitting L-shaped. One person here, one person here, and we're talking, right? But anyway, I said, look at there. We already got him invading space. And he goes, well, Brooklyn and I are trying to have a baby. What? You see the slick move Willow did? Congratulations! All in his arms. Got her arms just locked around his neck. And Chase is smiling. He's got his arm one around her waist, one around her back there. See, that's how Willow starts. She makes seemingly innocent situations happen constantly. So that soon enough, the fifth time after they hug for something innocent, she's gonna pull away slowly and look up in his eyes like, what's what's happening here? What what do we feel? Huh? No, Willow. See, we all see you for who you are. I know I do. So Chase's phone rang. He looked at it and he put it down and he was talking to her. Then, as he's getting up to go, he gets a text message. It's from his doctor. And he stops and he looks at it. And Willow says, everything okay? He said, yeah, this is a message from my doctor. When the phone rang earlier, it was my doctor. And I'm thinking, and you didn't answer? Because you and Willow wasn't talking about Jack nothing, right? Excuse me, Willow. My doctor's calling. Cause see, when a doctor makes a personal call, you want to know what? Most normal people pick it up. Especially if I know I had a bunch of tests run, I'm picking up the call. So he goes, you know, she goes, well, is everything okay? He goes, I can't make heads or tail of what this is, the results are. Perhaps you could tell me. So he hands the phone to Willow and she looks down and she's reading and her expression is like this. See, can you see my phone? Her expression is like this. He goes, what's it say, Willow? Here. You need to, your doctor, a special doctor gives you this information. He goes, what are you talking about? You're looking at it right now. What do the test results say? I shouldn't be the one to give you this information, Chase. And Chase looks at her and he goes, well, now you're scaring me. Do I have cancer? And she's like, no, you don't have cancer. He goes, okay, then what's it say? She goes, according to these test results, Chase, you can't father any children. And he just looks at her. And I thought, and this is going to be the catalyst that brings him and Willow together. So transparent. Because you want to know what Chase's initial reaction is going to be. I can't tell Brooklyn about this just yet. Why? I don't know. Because he's going to go up to the main house. If Brooklyn's at work, by the time when she comes home, she's going to say, "Hey, Chase, I got my test results back. I got a clean bill of health. Did you get yours?" He's either going to have to lie to her and say, "No, nothing yet," which why? Actually, he shouldn't even be waiting for her to get home. He should say, "Honey, I got the test results back." Actually, no. He need to pick up the doggone phone and call his doctor and say, what does this mean?" Right? And the doctor will say, "Come on in, let's talk about it." Because see, I called you and you didn't pick up. Okay. So anyway, I said, oh no, Willow's gonna now be his confidant. He's gonna be depressed. And he's gonna, "Willow, you're the only one I could talk to about this, the only one I could show my true feelings to, because I have to be strong for Brooklyn, but I really could need to talk to a friend." You want to know what Willow's gonna do, everybody? Oh, Chase, Chase, come here. Oh, she gonna start with the hugging. She, unbelievable. But that's what's gonna happen. So now we get I need to shave Drew at the gate, calling Monica. And when I say I need a shave, that's why I made sure I got a picture of just his entire face. I'm a hot mess. This is a hot mess here. If you're growing a beard, grow a stinking beard, but edge it up. See, we letting this 5 o'clock shadow go anywhere it want to go. It could go up to his forehead and they're gonna let it there. They're gonna let it go there. I mean, unbelievable. Does he have you can't look, is that a mustache? It's way up here. I mean, I'm looking at that like, why are the wardrobe? Why are they not tightening up this man's face? If you're gonna have stubble, but tighten it up. You're on camera. Because that could look like a nice little shadowy outline of a nice little, if they tightened it up. Anyway, let me get off of that because that just, come on now. So anyway, he's Monica. He's on the phone. Monica, listen, I'm at the gate. I dropped by to talk to you. Monica's not stupid, Drew. When was the last time you personally spoke to Monica? See, I've seen Jason bringing up tea to Monica. I've seen every Dante bringing up some tea to Monica. I've never heard Drew say, "I'm bringing Monica tea," or "I'm checking on Monica." Because you don't do that, Drew. So Monica is supposed to believe you stopped by to see her. So he's talking to a voicemail. Monica ain't picking up no. He goes, "Now, at the guard, Monica, the guards say that you're the one that gave the order." Because first I thought it was Tracy, you know, saying, giving the order. But the guards are saying you gave the order, Monica. I'm just double checking that. Did you do it personally yourself, or did Tracy tell the guards? that that's what you wanted. So anyway, you see him next at the Port Charles Grill. He's talking to Martin, which what I want to know is when did Martin become his attorney and for what reason, right? So he's telling Martin I that he's been banned from the Quartermain estate. He says, and he goes, really? And so he goes, Martin says, oh, so Tracy banned you? Really? He goes, well, I found out it wasn't Tracy. It was Monica herself. And Martin said, wow, Monica? He goes, ooh. He goes, and Monica was the first person to accept me and welcome me into the family. I guess she didn't, I'm not that welcome into the family. I guess I don't, rank with some of the other Quartermains. Michael has always been her favorite. And then there's Jason. Jason has done worse things than I ever have. But Monica accepts Jason. But see, it shows exactly where I really stood with this family. See, there he goes. So think about it, Drew. You just said Michael has always been her favorite because Michael was her first yep, her first grandchild. So look at what you did to her first grandchild. How you think she's gonna feel about you? You're Alan's, and I'm gonna say this word because back in the ancient days, it was a word used all the time. You're Alan's bastard son. Because back in the days of kings and everything else, oh, this is bastard daughter here. This is a second bastard son by concubine. That word wasn't a bad word, okay? So I said it today. Drew. So he tells Martin, I need a house. I got to get out of the Cosmopolitan. Which, by the way, I would really love to see what the Cosmopolitan looks like in GH because they sure talking about it more than the Metro Court. So anyway, he goes, "Oh, okay." He says, "So you're not gonna go? Just wouldn't it be easier then to just relocate to Washington D.C.? You've got no family really that's speaking to you here, right?" And he goes, "This is Scout's home, and I want Scout to be close to her brother or brothers if you count Rocco." Oh, do you really? No, that ain't the real reason. You haven't twisted Willow's mind enough to get her to go with you. So he goes, I need a realtor. And Martin and Lucy's there. And Martin looked over, he goes, I got just the person. So the next thing you see Lucy coming over, sitting down, which Drew's been in Port Charles how long? How many years? And you mean to tell me he doesn't know that Lucy Cole is pretty much the only realtor in Port Charles? She the only one. And you didn't know that, Drew? The heck is wrong with you? Martin, who is a newcomer to town, he had to tell you that. So Lucy sits down and says, I hear you're in, the market for a house and you need a realtor. Well, how can I help? And he goes, yes, I want a nice, spacious house with a big yard. He goes, I'm looking at about 5 bedrooms. Because he goes, I'm looking for a house for me and my daughter. Big backyard, blah, 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 5 bedrooms. So Lucy looks at him and Lucy says, 5 bedrooms? Isn't that a bit large for you and your daughter? And he looked at Lucy and said, who says it's just for us? And that's where this picture is here, even though I was showing how he needed shade, but that little coy look on his face, just for us. And she's like, ooh, because in her mind, commission, cha-ching, okay. It could be 15 bedrooms, good. Cha-ching, I'll find it. Because my commission's gonna be hefty. So I said, looky here. He's gonna buy this big house. Take Willow. Willow, I got this for you and the kids. I got this for us. You're gonna be the most comfortable here, and your kids too. But what Drew's big awakening is going to be, or rude awakening, he gonna sneak on the property, look through her window. You know, she got those pane glass in her door, and he gonna see her hugging up on Chase. That's what he's gonna see. And good for you. That's what he's gonna see. So anyway, we have Curtis. Curtis is talking to Nina, and he's still urging her again. Nina won't listen to save her life. She won't listen. He said, Nina, with Drew acting the way he's acting, and he told him, he goes, Aurora has a huge deal that's coming down, that's getting ready to move forward, and they need approval from Congress approval for it to push through. And he told Nina what Drew told him about, oh, he was tanked the company. And Nina said, wait, what? Right? And he goes, I need this deal to go through. And so he goes and he says, Nina, you need to tell Willow. No, Curtis, no, no, that'll jeopardize my relationship with my daughter. He goes, it's going to be worse if she hears it from somebody else. But she can't hear it from me. And I'm thinking, see, Tracy is, I'm hoping Tracy tells her like there's no tomorrow. And I can't wait. I don't know why Tracy didn't tell her then. I can't wait for Tracy to tell her. Because see now, and he goes, but he goes, either way, Nina, it's going to be worse if she hears it from someone else. But Nina ain't listening. So she goes, well, I'm not going to say anything. And Drew's not going to say anything because, we got like a deal with the devil, dance with the devil. What I would tell on us, me and him were sleeping together. He would say that, she used me, that I used him to get close to my daughter. So what? That's not anything that Willow would reject. Let's be real. Back then, Willow wouldn't even speak to her. And Willow knew Nina was trying everything to get close to her, just to get to know her. It would be, Willow, Drew hired you for that job. And he knew I could give you good advice on the media copy, which I was happy to do because that meant I could spend time with you. He wanted me to help him with his with my Congress connections, and he would make sure that we could just spend some time together because that meant the world to me, Willow. What do you think Willow would do? Okay. I mean, I could see that. But the problem would be, here's the problem, Willow. Drew and I were sleeping together multiple times over the course of months. I had no idea, Willow, that Drew had designs on you, Michael's wife. If Nina got ahead of the story, she would be sitting pretty. But Nina is going to be behind the story. That's okay. How many people told you? So I'm not going to feel sorry for Nina. So anyway, Curtis came up with another idea. He goes, you know what? I got another idea. All right. You used your connections to get Curtis into Congress. And your know-how got him there. Drew got him there. Let's turn the tables. Just like you got him in, Nina, you can turn the tables and make him be the brand new kid on the block that has no experience and no clout. And she turns, she goes, now I like that. He goes, who else do you know, Nina, in Congress that has some clout? So Nina's thinking, she goes, okay, I know one person, but then Crimson just did a big spread on this other person. She goes, okay, I can see that working. He says, because with no clout, then he won't have the power to stop this deal, right? And I'm thinking, no, they need to release the information. I'm sorry, somebody, Curtis, go tell Tracy to release it. See, they're not thinking devious enough. They just aren't. So anyway, she goes, but Curtis, if Drew gets wind of this, it's going to be personal. And he's really going to come after you personally. And I'm thinking, after him, don't come after you too, chick. And Curtis looked at him. He goes, Nina, Drew has already made it personal. Already. He says, and right now, my life, I have no skeletons in my closet. I'm squeaky clean. Let him come. Let him come. So that fight is getting ready to gear up. But, and actually, Curtis needs to go to Cody. Cody does know about Nina and Drew. Yep, Tracy and Cody. Those two know. So we'll see how that happens. Now we have Anna talking to Jason, telling Jason, do not, because she told him about Sidwell being there. And Jason's like, oh, I gotta go take care of this. Jason wanna go take him out. And Anna's like, you cannot retaliate. Because just like Michael got hurt, let's face it, that hit was for Sonny. And Jason said, do you think it was Sidwell? Did you test the bomb from the warehouse to the bomb in Sonny's apartment? She goes, we're doing that right now, Jason. I'm letting you know about Sidwell because I need you not to start a war. Because I need you to think about this, Jason. Because he's like, oh no, Michael's like a son to me. And I know Sidwell did he's just know it, right? I've got to react. I've got to take him. He goes, what happens if another innocent person gets hit or hurt because of your retaliation? And Jason stopped because he's thinking, oh, shoot, I got Rocco. I've got Rocco, right? And so Anna got him to stop and think for a minute. So I bet you Jason is going to let Sasha know. Jason's gonna let Sasha know and to prepare and warn her because Sasha needs to know. She's the one he kidnapped. So anyway, we're gonna see where that goes. Now, what was interesting, kind of cute too, was Lucky and Liz. They make such a good team. I really like them together. They go to Turning Woods, and there was a nurse that was supposed to talk to Elizabeth, but she called in sick. So the other nurse that was there, they end up, how they do their little conversations, and oh yeah, they were, they brought a message from Cyrus, because he goes, Cyrus is my uncle, my mother's brother. Cyrus wanted the names and addresses of the patients that passed away. He wants to send uh, sympathy cards to the families themselves. And she goes, oh, the nurse, that's so nice. Cyrus was always so attentive and comforting to those patients that didn't get visitors, or their families were far away. He was just so much support to them. that would be so nice. I'm sure the family would appreciate it. And so she goes, well, I'm going to have to ask the administrator. And Liz says, look, do you have to? Because we know how administrators are. Such red tape. She goes, oh, you know what? You're right. I suppose it won't hurt. What kind of nurse is that? Giving out names and addresses is a complete violation, right? Privacy, complete. But she starts printing it, and the printer's just printing, printer's printing. And all of a sudden, the administrator comes in. What are you two doing here? And Lucky looks and he goes, they came because Lucky told the nurse, look, I'm with her because I came to apologize. The way I acted when I found out my sister had was missing, it I was just upset and worried. And she goes, well, rightfully so. Who would have thought she would have woken up and walked out on her own? That's never happened here before, right? And so then that's when he and Liz start to work her. So when the administrator walks in, he goes, Nurse so and so, whatever her name was, you get back to work. So she walks away from behind the desk, like, oh, she walks out the room. And then he's talking to Lucky and Elizabeth. So what Lucky does is Lucky walks around the administrator so that he's closest to the door. So the administrator has to turn his back on Liz to talk to him. And Lucky said, the reason I'm here, the reason we're here today is I wanted to inform you that our family is going to sue this facility. And he goes, sue the facility for the mishandling of my sister. Oh, he's just going on and on. And Elizabeth sneaks, she's watching the printer. So she sees it's printed its last page. So she sneaks around to the back of the desk and she gets the paper, she folds it, and she gets it in her purse. And she stood up, straightened up. She didn't have enough time to get from behind the desk because the administrator turned around and says, what are you doing behind there? And she looked at him. She goes, my purse fell off the counter. I just picked it up. And so she's holding up her purse. And see, I guess he's not thinking because when a purse falls off a counter, don't you hear that hit the ground? Right? So he goes, that's it. I'm calling security. And Elizabeth says, no need. We are out of here anyway. So she and Lucky walk out. And Lucky's like, did you get it? She goes, I got it all. She goes, and hopefully this gives us what we need because we're never going to have another opportunity. So that was cute. That was really good. I like their little espionage mission there going on. And I think Laura and Lulu were talking, and you know what? I fast forwarded the whole thing. Laura's worried about when Lucky finds out that Sidwell is in town, what Lucky might do. And Christina came to see Sunny, and Natalia comes in with her key to Sunny's room, and Christina's like, why do you have a key to my father's room? And she goes, oh, Frank left it for me at the front desk because there's some things that Sunny and I need to go over before we fly to LA. And Christina's looking like, you going to LA, Dad? He goes, yeah. And Natalia says, we have some business on to take care of. We have a business meeting in LA. So we need to go over, some of the points of the meeting. And Christina's like, oh, because she was questioning Sunny about what happened, what's wrong with you, why weren't you at my opening? And he danced around it. But anyway, she leaves and Sunny looks at Natalia and says, thank you, yeah, whatever. So they're getting ready, and Natalia told Lucy that she's going to LA, and there's some business. She goes, I told you about it, Tracy. She goes, I didn't hear about no business in LA. She goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. It's a client, and if we get to close the deal, it's this, that, and the other. It's going to be huge for deception. And Lucy says, I love LA. And she goes, yeah, the client has boutiques off of Rodeo Drive or is opening up some more. And Lucy says, I love Rodeo Drive. All right, when do we go? And Natalia's like, no, no, no. The client only wants to meet with the silent investor. because it's a financial deal. It's talking about money. Doesn't want to meet the product designers. So she looks at Natalia and says, "Oh," and I'm thinking, if the client wants to meet with the silent investors, Sonny ain't too silent, right? Then he wouldn't be a silent investor. Hmm. But anyway, you know, that kind of smoothed the way for Sonny to now go to LA. So that's how that's gonna happen. That's it, everybody. I'm gonna go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner today. In Comment Corner, I am going to start from the bottom up. From the bottom up, because on Friday, and I double checked my video, on Friday, I went from the top down. So today I'm going to go from the bottom up. All right, let's dive right into it. I have Melody. Let me turn my trusty dusty. Melody says, Connie was at the same house Jax bought. And then she goes, oh, yeah. I thought Curtis bought Jax's place. Yes, Curtis did buy Jax's place. And I discussed this last week. Jax's house was not Connie's house. It was not. They're all in the same neighborhood. Melody says, is Ava's apartment Maxie's old apartment? Anita says, nope, Maxie's apartment was different. Anita is 100% correct. Nope, Maxie's apartment was different. Leola says, who was the guy? Which is funny. Ava could have taken Maxie's old place. It looked better than the one that Rick found her. But, you know, Maxie's old apartment was small too. Leola says, who was the guy that was peeking at the police station yesterday? You know what? I missed that altogether, so I can't even venture to guess. And then Lucy says, thanks, Daily Recap Lady, for the interesting trivia on Sunny's Safe House. Yeah, you're welcome, Lucy. Leola says, what was wrong with Ava? Um, who is in apartments, or maybe that's how, is an apartment smaller than living in a hotel room? I know hotel room is one room, right? And no kitchen, okay. Betty says Drew is sickening. Why don't they lose him? And then we have let me see, Denzel, and I'm going to read a paragraph of Denzel's. Denzel says, at this point, Carly has a broken record because of Sunny's business. We always see her reflect to realize Sunny adopting Michael by having kids by him, like she always does. This reminisce when Carly was trying to get Michael away from AJ and the Qs by having sole custody of Michael. Like she keeps saying this nonsense all the time. It's getting annoying. Uh, let's see, like you was the one that chose Sonny to be Michael's life and decided to have kids with him. Plus, Jack Brennan was right. You can't change the past. What's done is done. So I don't feel bad for Carly. She married Sonny thousands of times. Yeah, they've been married a lot of times. Had kids by him. So that was on you, Cardi. Yes, that is 100% true. And everybody, you can go on and read the rest of Denzel's comment, great long comment. And then we have Alicia says, thanks, Daily Reek, Cap Lady, for the trip down memory lane. I forgot about the helicopter incident. That was funny that you knew that. Well, I actually read that. I read that in the little General Hospital Wikipedia, because I had forgotten about it too until I read it. And then I remember what was so interesting about the helicopter scene. I was watching it it was being recorded. I was watching the recordings every day. And I remember when Jason shot that down. And then Melody says, Laura is a politician. Look at the rules, Anna breaks. The whole Valentine thing. P. Merle says, I was proud of my girls, Laura and Anna, reading Jen's The Riot Act. That will do no good, right? And Alicia says, I don't understand how Carly could leave Donna behind, even considering it's Michael. X Stars says, um, Carly left Donna with her brother Lucas, who is Donna's uncle. And her big sister, Jocelyn, uh, is babysitting Donna. Let's see, have you not heard or watched General Hospital with Lucas and Jocelyn saying about, wait, what Donna? What do you mean, what Donna was doing? Besides talking about Cyrus, did you see Joss's stupid barrettes in her hair that Donna did? Well, you know what though? But where is Avery? They didn't mention Avery. Avery's with Donna. They both are at Carly's house, taking care of Donna while Carly is away to see her burning son Michael in Germany's care, or her burned son Michael, really. Make sure he's getting the right care. And then Melody says, because of Holly and her thieving ways, she put Port Charles, all of Port Charles, in jeopardy. Yep, she sure did. All because of Holly. And then Melody says, Drew act like he doesn't deserve what happened to him with Aurora. Drew has screwed over his whole family and every friend he had. And now he's lying to his constituents who elected him. Oh, he is especially screwing over Scout. Drew. Alicia says, Brennan gave Carly good advice. This pile on that she put her children above Sonny is crap. Um, it could be said about many choices made by the folks in GH. Yeah, she didn't put her kids over Sonny. Melody says Ava wants Laura to testify on her behalf that she's a good mom, not against Sonny. P. Merle says, oh, please, can we all remember that Rick will be the one questioning Sonny on the stand? Yeah, that's true. Rick is going to. And Rick would really twist the things that Laura says and get Laura to say something she doesn't want to say. Laura's doing the right thing, but hey, you know what? I'm peace out that mess. Dacia says, Drew will lose his seat in Washington, D.C. once the video comes out. Drew loses everything. He'll lose custody of Scout. Tracy Quartermain will call the police officer and have Drew arrested for trespassing on the Quartermain property. I can't wait for that to happen. Like he did Tracy. That's what goes around is coming around for Drew. I would love to see that. And then Alicia says, Curtis might want to check his self-righteousness for once. I think sleeping with your brother's wife is a couple of degrees nastier than what Drew did. Now we're talking about his brother's wife, Jordan. Let's think about that because I had to really think about the whole thing. Jordan and Curtis did get together, but was his brother Tommy alive? Because remember, Jordan's affair, Jordan's the one that has the affairs. Jordan's affair was with Sean, right? Sean is who she had the affair with when she was married to Tommy, not Curtis. The relationship between her and Curtis came later when they were both police officers, I kind of think. That's what I'm thinking. They were both like undercover, something like that. I forget how she and Curtis got hooked up, but her affair was with Sean, not Curtis. And then P. Merle says, I'm not sure, but I think you have Curtis mixed up with Sean. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Curtis's brother Tommy was gone when Curtis hooked up with Jordan. You're 100% right, P. Merle. Sean was the one hooking up with his best friend, Tommy's wife, Jordan. That is 100% correct. And X Star Zone says, are you talking about TJ's mom, Jordan? His brother's wife, remember, Taggart was married to Portia, but Curtis uh, met Portia first. And then, wait, they had Trina, who Taggart helped raise. And GH just stopped showing Taggart all of a sudden, but Trina calls Curtis daddy to beside the man that helped raise her, Taggart. Boy, you ain't never seen Taggart. But anyway, here's the deal. Portia Taggart was always gone undercover. Portia was feeling neglected and alone. Portia was sneaking out, going to clubs. She met Curtis. They had an affair. Then it came out that Portia was married. She did not tell Curtis she was married. When Curtis found out that Portia was married, he left her. He ended the affair and he left her. So, and then after that, Portia found out she was pregnant and Curtis was already gone. Let's see. Now, let me look at my trusty dusty stopwatch. Where are we? Oh my goodness, it is already time. One more comment. Nataku says Willow seems a little overconfident. She doesn't know who she is messing with. And it's just, or is it just me, or does Willow and Drew not have any guilt at all? They have no guilt and no shame. Like Drew, especially, seems like he doesn't like, well, he doesn't think he did anything wrong. And when Willow was even talking to Chase, when he says, Willow, the whole family does not just dislike you. And she goes, but what about Drew? They all despise Drew. And Chase just looked up at Willow. And then Willow stands up. That's a shame. He is despised and ostracized by his whole family. And Chase just kind of looks at her. And then he tries to change the subject by, well, good, at least you kept the, you kept stood firm with staying home. And then Richard says, hey, Richard says, agreed. J Girl says, Willow and Drew have zero real recover, you mean remorse, for how dirty they did Michael. No, they don't. All right, everybody, that's it for Comment Corner. I actually went 11 and a half minutes on that. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.